Hey woodworkers, welcome back to Honest Review for You, the channel where we put budget tools through real shop tests instead of just reading the spec sheet. There's a myth in this hobby that you need the professional grade, 4-figure tool wall to get professional results. And sometimes that's true, but sometimes a $15 clamp does exactly what a $60 clamp does, and the only difference is the logo. Today, we field-tested 9 budget woodworking tools that genuinely go toe-to-toe with, and in some cases beat their premium competitors. Let's get into the shop. Number 1. DEWALT DNP 612 Plunge Base for Compact Router. Full-size plunge routers are heavy, expensive, and honestly overkill for half the plunge cuts most of us actually make hinge mortises, stopped grooves, template work. The DEWALT DNP 612 solves that by turning a compact router into a plunge-capable setup without buying a second tool. A tool-free steel motor camlock lets you dial in depth changes fast, while precision-machined brass bushings and case-hardened steel guide rods keep the plunge stroke smooth and accurate, no wobble, no drift. The clear Lexan subbase gives you a straight line of sight to the bit and accepts standard template guide bushings, so you're not routing blind. A 5-position turret stop handles repeated, stepped plunge cuts without remeasuring every pass. Compact enough to fit compatible DEWALT routers you probably already own, this base gets you full-size plunge control for a fraction of a full-size router's price tag. Number 2. Ryobi 1 Plus P 505 18V Cordless Circular Saw. Corded circular saws are powerful, sure, but dragging a cord across a job site or around a cluttered shop gets old fast. That's the gap the Ryobi P 505 was built to close. Running on the 18V 1 Plus battery platform, this saw spins its 5-to-1 2-inch carbide tipped blade at 4,700 revolutions per minute, genuinely close to corded cutting speed, minus the cord. A left side blade position improves your sightline down the cut, and grip zone overmold on the handle keeps your grip locked in even when your hands are dusty or sweaty. The bevel adjusts up to 50 degrees for angled cuts, and an onboard wrench means blade swaps happen without a shop-wide search for tools. If you already own a 1 Plus battery, this saw turns into a genuinely capable, corner-cutting demolition and framing tool for the price of the bare unit alone. Number 3. Titebond 3 Ultimate Wood Glue. Every serious glue-up needs an adhesive that won't be the weak link in the joint, especially anything headed outdoors or near moisture. Titebond 3 earns its ultimate name here. It's the first one-part, water cleanup wood glue proven fully waterproof, passing the ANSI, HPVA, Type 1, water resistance spec. That's the same bar structural adhesives are held to. Compared to standard yellow glue, it gives you a longer open assembly time to fine-tune joints before it sets, plus a lower minimum application temperature for cold shop days. It's non-toxic, cleans up with water while wet, sands cleanly without gumming, and is even FDA approved for indirect food contact, which is exactly why it's the go-to for cutting boards. Whether it's an outdoor bench or an indoor heirloom piece, this is glue-up confidence without the professional adhesive price tag. Number 4. POWERTEC 24 Aluminum Straight Edge. Nothing wastes more shop time than chasing a table saw or jointer that's silently out of alignment, and most woodworkers only find out after a ruined cut. That's exactly the blind spot the POWERTEC Straight Edge is built to close. Machined to a strict 0.01-inch tolerance across its full 24-inch length, with true parallel milled edges, it catches flatness problems a tape measure never will. The 5/16-inch thick profile is sturdy enough to stand upright on its own hands-free, while you make adjustments, and anodized aluminum construction means no rust creeping in over time. Beyond checking table and jointer flatness, it doubles as a scribing guide, and even works for engine block surface checks if your shop crosses over into automotive work. For less than the cost of a fancy clamp, this is the tool that tells you whether every other tool in your shop is actually telling the truth. Number 5. Bahco Bosch 665 Ergo Carbide Blade Scraper. Stripping old paint, dried glue, squeeze out, or stubborn varnish by hand usually means a steel scraper that dulls after 10 minutes of real work. The Bahco BAH 665 was designed specifically around that frustration. Its tungsten carbide blade holds an edge up to 50 times longer than standard steel, so you're scraping instead of resharpening. A 2-component ergonomic handle gives you room for a 2-handed grip on tough removal jobs, cutting down on fatigue during long sessions, while the slim scraper head still reaches into corners and confined spaces most wide scrapers can't touch. The 2-to-1 2-inch blade is interchangeable with 3 other carbide profiles, so one handle adapts to flooring, furniture stripping, or surface prep. It's a hand tool, not a power tool, but on stubborn glue squeeze-out, this one outlasts scrapers twice its price. Number 6. SKIL SR2116015. Random Orbital Sander. Dust clouds are the real enemy of a clean finish. They settle right back onto your still tacky work and ruin the very surface you just sanded. The SKIL SR211601 tackles that problem head-on with its X-Flow Cyclonic dust box. Instead of a basic dust bag, Cyclone Force actively pulls dust into an easy-to-empty see-through container, dramatically less airborne mess in your shop. A 2.8 amp motor spins at up to 13,000 orbits per minute, with variable speed control so you can dial back power for delicate finish passes or crank it up for stock removal. The ergonomic grip and counterweight balance cut down on the hand fatigue that usually kicks in halfway through a big sanding job, and the compact body slips into tight corners other sanders can't reach. For furniture, cabinets, or any project where the final finish actually matters, this is dust control usually reserved for pricier sanders. Number 7. Jorgensen ZES. Bar clamps. Fear. Pack. Glue-ups fail fast without enough clamping pressure. Spread across the joint and running out of clamps mid-glue-up is a special kind of panic. Jorgensen's 6-inch bar clamp 4-pack exists to make sure that panic never happens. Each clamp uses a multiple-disc clutch design, letting the sliding head lock securely at any point along the bar, instead of only at fixed notches, real flexibility for odd-sized joints. The threaded, fast-acting sliding head adjusts and locks in seconds, and the ergonomic soft grip handle stays comfortable even when you're tightening down 4 clamps in a row. Because they come as a 4-pack, you get enough simultaneous clamping pressure across a joint to prevent the gaps and warping that ruin a glue-up. For small to medium woodworking and DIY joints, this is a full clamping station for less than the price of one premium single clamp. Number 8. Amazon Basics 8 Piece Wood Chisel Set. Getting started in hand tool joinery usually means either an expensive single premium chisel or a cheap set that dulls the first time it touches hardwood. The Amazon Basics 8-piece set splits the difference in a way that actually works. 6 chisels 1/4 inch through 1-to-1 2-inch cover the range most projects actually need. Machined from heat-treated chrome vanadium steel that holds an edge respectably longer than bargain bin blades. A honing guide and a 120/240 grit sharpening stone come in the box, so you're not hunting down separate sharpening gear before your first cut. Contoured, ergonomic handles reduce hand strain during long carving or paring sessions, and the whole kit locks into a blow-molded case that keeps every piece organized between projects. For anyone starting hand tool joinery without a 4-figure chisel roll, this is a complete, sharpenable starting kit in one box. Number 9. SUIZAN Ryoba Double-Edge Japanese Pull Saw. Most Western push saws demand real muscle to keep a cut straight, and rushing that cut is exactly how you end up with a ragged, wandering line. The SUIZAN Ryoba works on the opposite principle entirely. Cut on the pull stroke instead of the push, it demands far less force to track a clean, straight line. The blade stays in tension instead of buckling under pressure. One blade does double duty with 2 tooth patterns, a rip-cut side for cutting with the grain and a cross-cut side for cutting across it, so one saw replaces 2. Made in Japan from high-quality steel, it holds a genuinely sharp edge, and the light, natural wood handle is thin enough to conform to your grip the more you use it. For dovetails, trim work, or anyone tired of fighting a push saw, this brings traditional Japanese precision into a shop that's never touched one before. And that's 9 budget woodworking tools that earned their spot on this list by actually performing, not just by being cheap. None of these are compromises. Every one of them does the job a pricier competitor claims to do, sometimes better. Which one's going in your shop first? Let us know in the comments. If this saved you some money without sacrificing results, hit subscribe. We've got more field-tested gear breakdowns coming. Keep building, keep testing, and we'll see you in the next one.